Okay. Hi friends, good evening. So welcome to another wonderful session from Quantum Life University. So before we start, I would just like to convey my whole heartful pranams to my gurus, Dr. Newtonji and Dr. Lakshmi ji. And today, it's again a wonderful, meet with all of us to each other, so that we share the wisdom whatever our gurus has shared to all of us, right? So we're going to discuss one more topic. That is, the topic name is the inner silence. So before we start, so I just want to let from QLU, because people are still joining. So I just see. So before we start, I just want to give, some of the programs that are happening at QLU in upcoming months. So one is the Vanya Maitreya program. So it is, hope you all are able to see the screen that I'm sharing. So one is Vanya Maitreya that that is happening in the month of September. So August is already over, August and September. And right now it is 21st and 22nd of September, 26th and 27th of October, and November and December. These are the dates we have, the upcoming programs. And the Telugu residential program of Inner Child, Antar Shishu. So that is also going to happen. And I'm going to stop the screen share as of now. And once after some time, I will just share all the other programs too, which are going to happen soon in the upcoming months. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining. So today we're going to discuss about the inner silence. Okay. So first, before I start, so do you guys want to share our chat on the chat? Like, what is silence all about? What is silence or inner silence is all about? Anybody want to share on the chat, please? Let's make it interactive. So anything you want to share or anything of your views you want to share. Okay, good. So let me start then. So our Guruji Patriji always says, there is a saying he continuously says in Telugu or any other language, that I'll just tell it in Telugu and I will just translate that. నోటిలోని మౌనము మనసులోని శూన్యము దాని పేరు ధ్యానము. So this is the first thing that we actually remember or recollect what Patriji says all about mauna or the inner silence, right? So notiloni maunamu means the silence in the mouth, and manasuloni shunyamu, and the shunya state in the mind, that is called as dhyanam. Dani peru dhyanam means that is called dhyanam, meditation. So that is called as dhyana. And first of all, if you want to talk about and know more about silence, firstly, this Mona was actually introduced. I mean, the silence was actually introduced, and the first person, the first guru who introduced this was Dakshinamurti ji. So initially, Brahma has created four sons. A small story I just want to, share, like how the Mona has already started. I mean, where the Mona has started. Okay, so there are four sons to Brahma. Okay, so all the four sons named Sanaka, Sanatana, and Santakumara. So all these four sons, they were given birth by Brahma, and he sent for Gyan. I mean, whatever you want to learn, you will learn, as well as spread the humanity. So after coming to the Mother Earth, they started searching for this Gyan. First, initially, they met all the Trimurtis, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara, and they were not satisfied with the way the lifestyle they are leading, with getting married and other stuff. So they rejected them as a gurus, and they still kept on searching. And Lord Maheshwara, he has taken the avatara of Dakshinamurti, and he came in front of them, and he started meditating. And all of these four sages also started meditating in the presence of Dakshinamurti. So even Dakshinamurti was trying to say, or anybody before the Trimurtis were also trying to say something, they were not in a position to listen. But now when Dakshinamurti has started meditating and in his presence, when all the four sages, they have started meditating, then all the four sages, they started receiving all the gyan, all the wisdom from Dakshinamurti. So it is just happened everything in Mauna and Dhyana. It has happened. And the total speech is like totally in the silence. Everything they spoke and the conversation, the clarifications, everything happened in that total Mauna. Like that, the silence has started. Initially, we can say the guru of the silence who has introduced the silence or Mauna is Dakshinamurti ji. So here we want to speak more. So whenever one want to lead any life happily, right? Every one of us, we all want to lead our life happily, peacefully, and we want our spiritual growth too. And we don't want any obstacles in life. Every one of us have different opinions of how we want our life to be under our control. So does it really happen? Does our life will be every moment will be under our control? Does it really happen? Somebody want to say something on the chat? No, right? So we all know that anything and everything that won't be under our control. So everything won't be in smooth. So everything has, and every moment we have all the ups and downs, a lot of questions. So happy and unhappiness, peaceful and unpeaceful. So we want our spiritual growth, but we will not be able to, sometimes do our sadhana. So something or the other has been obstructing. Some impediment is still there everywhere, right? So how to overcome? So there is no inner peace. We want some peace, but there is some reason behind, like what and how everything is planned by us before taking this birth. And everyone of has us has different karmic accounts as a part of our spiritual growth. All these challenges are, we planned it. If you want to understand more, you want to, be in silence, so that silence has all the answers within. Within us, we have all the answers. But once we start, remain silence, we get all the answers to all our questions, whatever we have so far. No need to go out and ask anyone. I have this question. I want to go and ask some person. So I have these questions in the physical world. I have the some of the questions in the spiritual world. So everything we have some other answers within us. Once we start connecting to ourselves, everything we can actually get from inside, from inner silence. So to come out of all these unhappiness, all these ups and downs, we want to be happy, so but we are unable to be happy. We want peace, but we are unable to attain the peace. So for all these things, what we are supposed to do? So first we have to maintain silence. So what I can say is, outer silence. Outer silence is totally, leads path to the inner silence. So inner silence, directly we can't attain inner silence. So first we have to practice the outer silence. We have to, give silence to the way we are talking. We have to be in mauna. We have to practice the silence. Whether it may be 1 hour each day, what are the number of days we want, we can be in mauna and we can be in silence. And if suppose we will be able to remain in silence for one whole day, maybe the weekend, we can try practicing with small steps, baby steps we can take, and we can actually start with the silence practice. So as a part of this, we think only uh, not talking is only the silence. No, but in extension to that, so not only with the speech, if we are stopping talking, it doesn't mean that we have given the total silence to ourselves. So silence in the sense we have to give total silence to our mind also. Suppose, for example, whenever we are talking and whenever we are doing something, we think, right? We think and act, we think and talk, right? So whenever we are thinking, our brain is working still. So is the silence still there even though we are talking? We have, we are talking as well as inside also we are thinking. Something is running. If suppose, let's say, suppose like I'm not talking now, and I want to maintain silence, and I'm taking my mobile out and I'm reading out all the messages and I'm responding. So is this still silence? No, right? So there is still some of the other thoughts or reactions, responses, everything is going inside, right? So our eyes are working still, we are seeing, right? Even though we are not talking, and we are listening, and sometimes even we internally, emotionally react with whatever we are seeing from the mobile or whatever we are hearing from the other persons around us, right? There are many things happening around, right? So through which, we keep on uh, breaking our inner silence too. I mean, uh, the way we are thinking internally, right? Through which are we attaining the full-fledged silence? No, right? So to attain full-fledged silence, we have to stop, you know, investing our energy or wasting our energy through all these senses, whether maybe we are seeing something, we are speaking something, we are listening something, we are thinking something. So we have to give rest for all these things, even though we are doing everything. Suppose it doesn't mean that we are not supposed to do any other work. If suppose we are having some other work, like I am working or I am cooking something, we have to try doing them out of silence. So we have to give rest to all these things, and we have to we can continue doing our work. If we are suppose like we are cooking, we can actually observe ourselves, like what I am doing. So what am I supposed to do? So I have to be conscious in a state that I have to do each of these in total silence. If I am doing everything in total silence, I'll be doing it very cautiously, keeping an eye on all these things and practice this silence, so that whenever we are trying to practice silence or mauna, so it helps us a lot, you know, for our spiritual growth or any other cause what we are actually doing that mauna or silence for, right? So first of all, right now we spoke about all these varieties of silence, how can we actually externally we can do. But when we continuously keep on practicing this, right? So what happens? Our thoughts will slowly diminishes. All these thoughts, one after the other, one after the other, it will slowly vanishes. So after it keeps on vanishing, so our mind becomes empty, and our mind will not be anywhere into the picture. It will not come into the picture anywhere. So total shunyasiti, we can say, right? So total shunyasiti. So with the help of mauna, silence, as well as the meditation practices we do, so slowly we can attain that state that where our inner silence begins. So why this outer silence is and inner silence is needed, right? So if suppose, for example, uh, we have traveled somewhere to a nature, a place where nature is there. Suppose we'll take a example of river. Okay, So whenever you go to river in nature, when nobody is there around, how you feel? When everybody is around, talking, making a lot of noise, lot of disturbance around. So how do you feel? So during that time, we can't enjoy the presence of river or the nature. Even though we are in nature, we'll not be able to full-fledgedly feel the presence and energy of the nature or river. If suppose in the night time, in the same river, we are residing there in the total night, how do we feel? There will be no noise, right? There is no disturbance around. So during that time, how do we feel? We feel very pleasant. We'll be able to feel the total flow of river that is happening around us, and it will be so pleasing, right? So in the same thing, it was there in the morning also, but we are not pleased with it, or we are not happy with it. We are not able to enjoy that presence. And in the same river in the night, how do we feel? We feel like a music. So if we close our eyes, like we will feel like we are totally mesmerized with it, right? So in the same way, so when there is no disturbance, the disturbance of mind, I mean mind that is generating lot of thoughts, lot of ups and downs. Outside it tells a lot, many things to us to do. But if this is turned off, we have to know how to turn off the mind. When we turn this off, we can connect to ourselves. We can start listening to our intuition. We start listening to what our soul is actually telling us. We'll start connecting to ourselves. The purpose why I am here in this body. So every moment we can feel that. The same way we spoke about the example of connecting to the river in the morning and the evening with no disturbance and with disturbance. So that makes a lot of difference, right? So the same way, if there is a lot of lot of disturbance, so you'll not be able to feel the presence of something that is actually connected to ourselves. We're always connected to ourselves, but it is just that there is a medium that is actually impeding that, right? So, friends, this way, like, when we start attaining or start traveling towards our inner journey or inner silence, so what happens? We become close to ourselves as a soul, me. So, in generally, in natural state of a soul is its own silence. There is no need of, practicing or training any silence to the soul. By nature, the soul is having all these qualities. What are the qualities? Any purest soul should have all the qualities. It is already there within us, each one of us. It's not like, I have to daily give good qualities or good silence to the soul, good peace to soul. No, everything is within the soul. When we start connecting to me and ourselves as a soul, we can actually see all the qualities that are already there within us. It is just we have to, you know, remove all the clouds. That's all. It is just like the moon or sun is already there. So if it is already, covered up with the clouds, right? We can't see the sun or moon, or we cannot get the light of sun. Once the clouds are already passed away from the sun, we can clearly able to get the sunlight. If totally, there are sometimes in the morning itself we are seeing, sometimes it will be very, sunny. And in a snap, like we will see like totally it will become dark as if it's a evening, right? So in the similar fashion, like during that time, what will happen? We have to turn on the lights in the home, without which we can't see anything, right? So even outside also it will be a little dark. So dark in the similar way, the darkness also is, all this agyan. So agnan, like, the non-wisdom path, whatever we have been, the Maya that has covered, that is all covering this soul. We have to just, remove all these things one by one with all our sadhana, with all our, conscious way of living. with all our full presence of mind. So all these Agnan will keep moving away as these passing clouds are moving away from the sun, and we can see and presence of the light, we can see clearly how it is, how it helps us to grow. Sun is always visible when the clouds are, totally covered with. In the similar fashion, the inner silence is already covered with all these mind games, with all this mind, monkey mind. This monkey mind says like, when one monkey is there, so it is jumping around from one tree to another tree. Similar fashion, our thought, each thought, it is, jumping around. We are jumping around from one thought to another thought frequently, rapidly. We just have to make this silence. We have to keep this silence with the meditational practices. Then, you know, all this helps, keep keep growing every moment. And also next coming to the Indriya part. So all these Indriya, Panchindriyas we have, right? So all these Panchindriyas, uh, it with all these Panchindriyas, we have lot of desires arising. It keeps on arising like one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. But how to overcome this? So it is a never-ending story. It's not like we cannot or we should not fulfill the desires, but if we are fulfilling one desire, at the next moment we feel that okay, that desire is gone. I have to fulfill one more desire. And after we are trying to fulfill another desire, we will feel that okay, the previous desire was not worth enough. Why did I fulfill that? What is the need of fulfilling? We'll at some point of time feel that that was unworthy and we lost some energy spending time in that. But if we try to, keep on observing what kind of needs or desires coming into our mind. If suppose I want to right now eat something which which I want right now very badly. So then what happens? We'll immediately go out or we'll order now from Swiggy or Zomato and we will get it to our home and we'll start eating it. If suppose we didn't get that item, we are unable to book it because it's not available in Swiggy or Zomato or anywhere outside. And that night we slept like that only. The next day morning also we want to eat the same item. We won't even remember that. If something that is, there is a need of that very badly, then the next day morning also when we wake up, we need to have uh, that strong feeling that I need to eat that. But it's not there, it's vanished. But I don't know when we will be able to recollect that or when I will be able to feel that I want to strongly eat that. Maybe 1 week or 1 month, we don't know, right? These are all some of the desires we have and we want to desperately fulfill them. We feel that during that time. But if we want to really come out of these, as we are speaking, in addition to what Mauna and Dhyana Sadhana, we just need to be a little conscious and keep on observing what's happening within us, what kind of thought flow that is happening, what kind of desires or thinking or thoughts are arising within me, what my mind is always wandering around about. This is very, very crucial thing, which many of us are struck. Very crucial. Because whenever we are doing dhyana, that's okay. We are anyhow observing our breath and closing our eyes and we are concentrating. But whenever we start opening our eyes, our mind starts telling us to do many things. Many things means many things. Each and every moment it tells 100 number of things. Actually, uh, one person is spending more energy in thinking only. So some thousands of thoughts we are actually thinking for one each 24 hours of day. So through our eyes, we are losing some percentage of energy. Through our speech, we are losing some percent of energy. Through we are hearing some percentage. Through our thinking, many more percent. Through our act, some more percentage of the energy. So doing all of our works with all these indriyas is not bad, or it's not, not wrong. But doing whatever is needed only is important here. So all our desires are there. So how much we can actually fulfill? How many of them we can fulfill in one day, right? So a number of things will be arising. And are those useful? If we keep on thinking, as we gave an example some time ago, it will be sustaining for some time. After some time, it will not be there at all, right? So in the similar fashion, we have to keep observing them so that we can surpass them, we can overcome them, all such kind of unwanted, uh, you know, negative thinking, it may be, or whatever it is needed also, which is very important only, which is not so important. We can overcome all these things. And once after keep on practicing this, right? So all the desires are, all the mind maya can be overcome, for which daily meditation and daily sadhana and being conscious, all these practices are very important. Keep on observing ourselves. So even before we sleep, the state we are sleeping in, right? It is very important. If suppose the whole day we are thinking about some things that are not needed, for example, mm, or we are thinking through all the negative things. Okay, with the same state, without meditating, we are going to sleep. The same way we are going to lose the energy in the whole sleep also. Even the silence is not attained here. The sleep topic I'm just bringing up here because even in the sleep also, we are not attaining the silence. When we sleep, we sometimes get all the negative thinking inside, and negative dreams, right? So all the unwanted dreams will be totally disturbed. Even the next day when we wake up, once we wake up, we feel very uncomfortable, right? We feel very uncomfortable, and lot of energy we have lost, something like that we will feel, right? So why all these things are happening? Because the whole day, the way we have lived the whole day, every moment, how we were thinking the whole day, even before the sleep, if we are not meditating, and the whole day impact is there, right? The mind is still wandering and thinking through. So with this mindset, if we are going to sleep, so it is still going to continue. And you know one thing, even we will connect to, different worlds which are actually similar to this. If we are very peaceful and very happy, we connect to such worlds only. If we are totally disturbed and totally angry, right? So slept with anger, lot of anger, then we connect to such kind of worlds only, and we gain such kind of energy only. Additional to whatever the energy we currently have, we gain such kind of energy in the sleep too, and also we lose lot of, energy too. The prana, I mean to say, the prana shakti, right? We lose lot of it instead of gaining. So this way, even though we are meditating and we are practicing and we want to attain our spiritual growth, or we are practicing silence for any other reason, like all these obstructions will come into picture. We have to slowly observe each and everything, where we are stuck, what is actually stopping me, what makes my life happier if I want to live happily, right? So there are some reasons also, because of, some void within us. There are chances that we may be diverted to such kind of things. Suppose, for example, some people have a habit of shopping or roaming around. They can't sit in one place, or they want to roam around and do a window shopping or shopping, or even sitting at home, they want to do a lot of shopping online. So there are a lot of desires that are around, right? They can't control also. So there is some void. We have to find out the root cause for the void which we have within. What is the reason of the void I have? What is the void I have, first of all? What is the root cause? So we just have to sit in meditation or be with ourselves for some time, and we have to connect to ourselves. What is the reason why I'm feeling that? Why I'm feeling like I want to shop every time? So what is the root cause of this one? I have to find and work on the root cause. What is making me like this? So everything, whatever we have discussed so far, everything and anything, there will be some reason behind that. We have to identify that reason. What is actually contaminating my mind, right? So what is actually making me do all these things? When we connect internally inside, right? So we'll get the root cause for what is the reason behind this, and we can work on that root cause by some of the inner journey words or the outer world, physical world, also by some small techniques and all we can actually follow, and we can follow some of the guidelines in the meditation with ourselves, and we can keep practicing such kind of things which actually, you know, replaces that void with wisdom, right? So through these kind of practices daily, we can do them. Okay. And one more point is about the food, right? So food and mind both are interconnected. I mean, almost many of the things so far whatever we have discussed, there are interconnected every point. But mainly whenever it comes to food and mind, there is a relation between these two. If suppose our stomach is empty, if you observe, our mind will be empty. If we are feeding some junk food with our stomach, how do we feel? We feel lot of disturbed mind. We can feel that that mind is totally disturbed. If we're having some average food, right? So or heavily, we are feeding our stomach very heavily. How do we feel? We feel very lethargic. We will not be able to think or do anything, right? And if we are feeding the sattvic food, very good sattvic food, how do we feel? We feel very happy, very light, right? We have to make our body light, body and mind light. We are not supposed to contaminate or make our body or mind poisonous with any food or thoughts. Both are very, very, very dangerous. We have to be very cautious. This is one of the extra additional practice that we can actually help to attain the silence, right? And we should never neglect the food or mind. We should never neglect. It will impact our total inner peace and silence. And also, if suppose, for example, I mean, as a part of the mind, if we are talking about, sometimes we have lot of egos that plays around us, right? Lot of ego that arises within, and lot of anguish, lot of fear, right? Arrogance. It can be anything that we actually express on the other people. So if we observe, we lose lot of energy, right? We keep on losing lot of energy. But if suppose all these things are not there, I just came out of meditation and I'm feeling very pleasant. There is nothing hindering between me and my soul, not even my mind or its Maya. So then how do we feel? Very pleasant, very peaceful, right? Totally connected to ourselves. We're totally in a still state. We're totally still. We don't have any disturbances or any such things, right? In such case, how do you feel? So there is a lot of difference between each emotion we are carrying within us. The emotions are also very important. That is the next step. We have to observe our emotions, each emotion. If somebody has said something to us, how do we feel? If somebody has scolded us, said something badly to us without our, you know, mistake, or with our mistake also, how do we feel? We feel very bad, and even sometimes we uh, respond or react very badly towards them, right? Once we feel that, what will happen? Once we do that, what will happen? We are losing a lot of energy, and we are also investing a lot of time towards it. And in turn, whatever we are saying, in turn, the other person is, fighting around, fighting around. So this continues. So after continuing, like, what's happening? We are losing a lot of energy. The whole day is totally disturbed. Whatever I want to achieve or attain something, all the works are totally disturbed. It's impacting the whole day, my day. And if suppose we are breaking out and showing the same on the other person, because somebody has passed it to me and I'm passing it to some other person, what will happen? Again, we are passing to other person, wasting our time and energy, and wasting the same for other person too, right? So this is continuing. Okay, if we are not doing this one, we will feel, I mean, let's say we have wasted that particular day at some point of time. Okay, at some point of time and some other day, maybe 1 week later or something, whenever we recollect about this situation, how do you feel again? Again, we'll feel anger, very much angry internally, inside. Even though we're unable to express it outside, we'll feel totally anger. And those moments are also wasted, right? That time also we are wasting and we are losing a lot of energy. There are a lot of emotional game that's happening in the mind if we are not expressing on the others during that time also. So how many days we are wasting like this? Otherwise, we'll take the other scenario, the opposite way. Okay? If the same situation has happened and somebody is angry towards us, somebody said something to us, we are conscious, very conscious, and we are totally silent. From inside, I am totally silent, right? My inner silence is there, totally present. My mind is not playing any Maya. I am not stuck between any of these ego, angry, arrogance, fear, anything. I'm just being with myself. My intuition always guides me during that time. Okay, it's okay to be like that. That person's state, it shows us like what state the person is in and why the person is saying that. If there is any mistake during that time, we'll just say sorry. It's okay. Next time we will not repeat it. Or we'll come out. Or the other way, if there is no mistake from our end, sorry friend, this is small misunderstanding. You are mistaking me. We'll just convey the things to them and we'll pleasantly come out of the situation, right? Is this going to waste our future time or the present time or the present situation? Is not going to spoil, right? We're just simply coming out of it in a very pleasant manner, right? So, see, the same situation, one situation, the way we are reacting, how it is, how the future will be. If the way we are, responding, how it is going to be. Totally pleasant. How the inner silence is actually helping us to live a peaceful life. External silence, this physical world silence leads to inner silence. Inner silence leads to inner peace. Inner peace always leads to connect to ourselves. We're always connected. We're always happy. So the first initially, whatever we spoke, all the qualities we are actually searching and looking for and wanted in the life to be lived in or lived with, like happiness, no ups and downs. I want to be happy every moment. I want to utilize each and every moment of my life. I want to taste the essence of my life. I want to know the purpose of my life. I want to attain something in my life great. I want to become a very good spiritual person, right? I want to be growth, seen a good gradual growth in a spiritual life of mine. So all these things can be attained by the silence. It helps us a lot. So this is the main narrow line which we actually miss every time. There is no hatred, no anger, no jealous, no pride. All these emotions actually, it always plays with us. It is just try to, you know, teach us something in that situation. If we are ready to learn that lesson, we grow. If we fail to learn that lesson and we are in that cycle of all these emotional bondings or emotional cycle, again we fall down, again we come up, again we fall down. But if we are actually overcoming one day or the other, one day by day, what happens? We keep on growing step by step and enjoy the essence of life full-fledgedly, right? So sometimes, sometimes what happens? Somebody is saying something, or uh, we are seeing someone, and that person is richest person, and we will feel that okay, he's the richest person, and he's having a lot of money. See how he's, all the eyes will be there, and we will be feeling jealous. Why? Because there is a void within. There is some void. We have to fulfill that void. When we keep on working on ourselves, whether it may be poor or rich, we see both of them equally, and we'll be happy with both the people, both the persons, without any, you know, nishkamasha, without any karmasha, without any uh, discrepancies, without any discriminations between them, showing them, right? So if you are showing ahankara, right, this is the main, one more main thing, right? So that happens every time. So every one of us will have all these things. It's not like, each one of us is not having any of these. So that person is not having ego, I'm having ego. Don't feel like that. Never can feel that. Each one of us, as we keep growing, one way or the other, it will try to, you know, uh, awaken that kind of wisdom and test us with such kind of emotions. We have to keenly observe why this is coming to me. What is the situation that is creating around me that is actually happening for my growth? We have to understand that very carefully, right, friends? So, any other questions or anything you want to type and chat, you can. Okay. So, going forward, and one more thing I recollect now during this time is, so Meher Baba, he was saying, so one person asked, so you have been in silence for so many years. So what did you attain from silence? So his response was, I stopped wars. Being in silence, I stopped wars. That is so powerful, right? See how powerful statement he has given. So that means a lot. That means a lot. When we start uh, experiencing the inner silence, we can actually understand what he actually meant about, right? So in olden days, like we used to see many people going in to Himalayas or any nature related places, and many years and years they keep on meditating, and they won't even speak to anyone. They will be in total silence. They will attain the inner silence, total silence, and at one point of time they will become so powerful that there is a saying, right? Our guru says, don't talk anything negative, it may happen, right? So everything that should come out of our mouth should be positive only. Why? Because there are chances that it may happen. When it happens is when a person has attained that Trikarana Shuddhi through all these sadhanas, right? So that person is totally pure, pure by heart, pure by every other form, right? During that time, the word becomes Shasana. The word, whatever any person in that state becomes mantra. That kind of word becomes Veda, right? Even when we see some of, our ancient wisdom stories, somebody might have cursed or given boon to some person. How does that happen? How does that really happen? So we even heard about the Tadastu Devatas are there, right? So, uh, so how it was attained? So that Trikaran Shuddhi was there from that person. So whenever they say something, that will become Veda mantras and Shasanas. It'll happen. So even each one of us have that state within us. We just have to attain that through this silence. We can attain that everything through this silence. We may have a lot of Maya. For example, today's session only, we can actually speak about. All of us are here, right? So today is Sunday, and we can go anywhere outside to watch any movie, or it can be chit chatting with friends, meeting with some other friends. I want to eat something now. Why should I attend this meditation session? Lot of Maya will happen, but why? That silence within us has guided us here. I have something to learn. I have something to attain. I have something here to learn and grow, right? There are many things that we actually can learn and attain. We have to work towards it, which is very important. So silence has every other answer for any questions. No need to speak outside. No need to ask that question, go around and search from someone uh, seeking answers for that questions. We can just stay connected with ourselves, be in stillness. Every question can be answered. We'll get every other question. And one more important point is, being in silence, and if we during that time, if we are feeling low energy, any person who is very low energetic person, and we be in silent, that person is being in silent, and that is not a sampurna mauna. That is not a full-fledged mauna, we can call it as. The person who is totally following all these things day by day and attaining that inner peace, inner silence, and the prana shakti also, the total prana shakti with full-fledged flowing through the body with full energetic, high energetic. Even though that much energy levels are there, still every word that is coming out of that silence, every act that is coming out of that silence are shunya. Every word that person speaks, or everything that he acts, every act that he does during that time, total silence, that is the actual silence. It's not like I mean, this just for example, I'm just telling to differentiate between actual silence and the normal silence, right? We think that sometimes whenever we don't experience that, we just think that, okay, even though we are in low energy, we are still meditating. Sorry, still meditating, and we don't have that pleasant mind. Even the mind is wandering all around. And even though we are silenced, we keep on reacting to many people around us. Even though we are in Mauna, we are not talking, we will say, no, So there are a lot of gestures that we do, and lot of sounds we do, right, from us, that actually spoils the total Mauna. That is not the exact silence. The exact silence is, even though many things are happening around, just being in still with high energy and being in that shunya state, acting from the shunya state, speaking out from the shunya state. That is the exact silence. So this mind has to be kept calm down. So every time it keeps on chattering non-stoply. When we try to experience this inner silence, during that time, if you observe, that mind is turned off. We should know the technique how to turn this mind off. We should keep this quiet. It will keep on jumping. But we can keep on practicing, and we can make this, you know, stop its jumpings. The external silence is actually the doorway of inner silence and inner peace, as we already discussed. Anything we want to ask ourselves and wait for the answer. Even though right now I'm not getting the answer from inside, let's wait for the answer. we'll definitely get the answer, right? So we have to keep practicing how to actually listen to our inner peace. It will guide us in any aspect, every aspect of life. It will keep on guiding. So even though we are around our gurus, we can feel the presence of that inner silence. So I have observed many times, many a times when I be around with Dr. Newton. So Sir has that energy levels that around around him, whosoever that person is, they'll become calm, quiet, peaceful. So every time I go around, I'll be in totally bliss state. So that bliss will be there, right? That tanmayatva state. So I'll feel that nothing comes out of my mind, nothing comes out of my mouth. I will not be able to talk anything. I will totally be able to experience that energy, that state of his presence, Sir's presence. So how powerful it is. Just see. So we are all connected. So it is from heart to heart. So whenever uh, the inner peace is attained, our heart chakra opens. Our heart is open. No need to answer anyone, any person. It can be any person. No need to answer anything. For some questions, no need to answer anything. It can be understood from heart to heart speech. There is a speech that happens from heart to heart, through which lot of wisdom, lot of gurus has gained lot of wisdom from gurus. Right? See, suppose for example, we might have heard lot of examples uh, in different people's experience, right? So whenever they sit in meditation, lot of gurus come into picture. They will give lot of wisdom to us, right? So how that happens? How is that happening? The guru is not opening his mouth outside. If we see, if we are opening the eyes, the guru is not in front of us. He's not opening his mouth. Even the surrounding person or me will not be able to hear anything. Even I will not be talking. I'll be just sitting in meditation. But how I am gaining a lot of wisdom? This is totally happening through the inner silence, the speech that is happening between two souls, two hearts. So silence is so powerful that we can attain so such many things, which happens naturally, natural state. No need to, you know, struggle for it, fight for it. Already that all state naturally is there within us in the form of our soul. We just have to remove this Maya. Okay. So we can actually become creators by being silence. We can create many things out of silence. But the mind, from the mind that is coming out of that, that void and all, we have to come out of all those stuff slowly and keep on practicing this. See, for example, I'll give an example. There are many people who argue, even though we are on a spiritual path, who are not and far away from spiritual path. They have many questions and they keep on, instead of understanding, they keep on arguing so that they can actually want to win in that situation. But is there any point in arguing with any person? We can just convey something whatever we want to convey in short. And if we still feel that there is an argument that the other person want to attain something with, there's no point, right? See, suppose for example, I have seen many people arguing about vegetarianism and non-vegetarianism. They say vegetarianism there is nothing. So non-veg, we have to eat a lot of non-veg. We have to be non-vegetarians. They keep on arguing. This is very important. This use that. This so there are a lot of creatures growing on the Mother Earth. So we can, if we are not killing them, they'll give many reasons. But what is the karmic account we are creating from out of it? Who can understand that? Are we here to argue with any person such? No, right? So we need to know where we need to argue, where we need to speak, where we need to be silent. That inner silence guides us in which kind of situation, how to be, how not to be, what to do and what not to, what to speak and what not to. During such times, we can be in silence. No need to lose our energy there, right? Silence is actually, great source of the strength. It is a very good strength. So even in the sleep, we can get a lot of wisdom if you keep on practicing, right? Day and night, every moment, even though we are sleep, in sleep, deep sleep, we can attain or nourish ourselves with a lot of wisdom. That nourishment happens naturally. We can hear our intuitively very clearly, right? For example, I just remind about, one example here. See, in some situations, we feel that we are not supposed to do something and we have done it. We will feel little bit guilty, like, "Arey, honestly, I have done this." Intuitively, I was feeling that I am not supposed to do that, and intuitively, I was feeling that, but I did it. And at some point of time, we will not do it, and we will do it in the right way. Later, we will feel very happy. That inner happiness is there. We will feel that inner happiness. Yes, I have done something great. Yes. How did we get that? We got that because the inner silence helps us and connect intuitively and listen that something right, that the intuition is always guiding me. My soul is always guiding me in this body. I have done something right. Later we will feel very happy. This is one best example. Every one of us, each one of us might have experienced one day or the other at one point of time or the other point of time. Right? So with this, like, there are many such things we have to keep practicing. Silence is actually a true art, how it teaches outward. The more quieter we become, the more we can actually hear. If we are not quiet, and if we keep on talking, or if we keep on thinking, we can't hear anything. We can't listen to any person, anything. We can't listen to ourselves, at least. When we start, when we can't listen to the other person who is talking, how can we listen to ourselves? We can't be able to sit quietly and listen to what other person is saying. We should be able to clearly hear that, listen that. When Guru is saying something, we have to give that shraddha, and uh, very nicely we have to keep hearing that. During that time, total silence, when we are hearing that total knowledge, whatever Guru is saying, even that inner silence will convert immediately it to wisdom. That's the power of silence. Silence isn't empty. Silence comes from emptiness, but it is not empty. It is with full of answers. What are the question we have? One can hear our soul through the silence. Silence sometimes, and many a times, it's the best, response we can give, right? And in between, I just want to share something. Yes, thank you, ma'am. Bela Malik, Dr. Bela Malik. Thank you, sir. Anuradha, ma'am, thank you. Hope you are all able to see my screen, right? So, see some of the upcoming programs I just want to share here. So, some time ago, I just shared about the Inner Child Telugu program that is upcoming, as well as the Vanamaitreya programs that happens here with some of the sadhanas, plantation work, as well as uh, some of the other stuff also we do there. With all those things, we complete 2 days of Vanamaitreya program. And so, if we talk about Vanamaitreya program, yesterday and today there is a Vanamaitreya program happening at our QLU campus. That's a wonderful program. And any of you want to come and experience that, can come and experience that 2 days program. And upcoming one of the program is Hindi Soul Coach Transformation Program. That is one of the upcoming program which we can register. And one more program is about Family Constellation e-treat. That is also one of the upcoming program. This is a e-treat that happens is online. This is one thing. And the other one is Soul Coach Transformation Program that is happening in the November and in Telugu. And one more is Inner Child Workshop that is going to happen. This also you can just see in our website, and we can actually register for them. Because I'm just sharing this because a lot of people are asking, we are not be able to know which programs are happening. We want to attend, but some people are missing that, and we want that information totally. But we are all missing that. So please let us know through some channels uh, wherever it is happening. So we're just sharing. Confirm if you guys are able to hear me. So I'll continue speaking. So there is upcoming program Family Constellation, 6 day Inner Child Retreat, and Consciousness Heals. All these programs are happening mostly at the QLU campus, and few programs are happening in different uh, different part of India, different part of different cities. Okay, so there is a app also. We have our app also. QLU app also is there, where we actually can uh, you know uh, uh, install in all our mobiles, and we can stay connected always. So there are a lot of books we can actually buy through them. There are a lot of guided meditations that are there available, and we can through them register through all the programs. So all these things can be done through our app as well as website. Our website is qluglobal.org. So this is all the information we have as of now. So for some time, can we all sit in meditation, right? Let's all close our eyes and connect to our breath. Let's peacefully, calm, happily forget about everything since morning, whatever we have done so far, everything. Let's keep everything aside and sit peacefully. Let's cut our thoughts. No thoughts. Just let's keep on observing our inward and outward breath that is flowing through our nose. The natural breath. There is nothing stopping us. Think in our breath. Let us keep on observing our breath. More comfortable. We prolong this inner journey to purify first all the four divine instruments that we have to connect to our inner being by senses us.
This void of silence, Shunya, Mahashunya. The soul which is all the time connected to the universal consciousness, the higher self, to all that is. The soul which knows everything. The soul is already enlightened. It knows everything. It is Sarvagnata state, always in a Sarvagnata state. See this inner sun in you rising, shining, lit completely from within. This moment, not resisting anymore, not resisting to fall into your own inner self. You don't need to hear anything. You don't need to follow any outside instructions. You're guided by your own inner being. Whatever that need to be revealed to you this moment, is brought to you as a message, as a realization. Totally trust. Body, mind, subconscious mind, ego, intellect, everything completely aligned to your inner self. Allow yourself to stay in this state of being where you experience your vast, expanded, unlimited, unbounded consciousness, the soul. The subconscious mind is another divine instrument. The human personality ego is another limb of this Antakarana divine instrument. Your intellect, which is all the time is guiding you in the physical plane. See all of them as holy and sacred, touched by your own inner soul, inner self. Now notice the breath which has slowed down. But just only column of breath moving in your nostrils. Breath breathing itself, effortless. addition to the inner experience, messages that are given to you from your essence. Pay attention to all those realizations comes to you. These deeper realizations, deeper experience of your self, and start slowly returning back with an inner knowingness that you are the master of your own self, your own life. Start slowly returning back to this moment. With a smile on your face. Take your time. Whenever you are ready, just feel your body. Scan your body with awareness and notice your body parts totally embodying, completely grounded in this moment. Placing your hands on your eyes, touching your eyelids with your fingertips for a few seconds. And you may slowly and slowly open your eyes.
So, anybody want to share any of their experience or no doubts? Go ahead. Can, put our question in the chat.
So, today's session, whatever we have gone through, so try to implement, let's all try to practice it in the real life. So, at least let's start with 5 to 10 minutes a day, being in silence, and followed by trying to continue that being in the silence and working in the silence, whatever we are doing, whatever we are talking, whatever we are feeling. Let's try to do it with our inner silence connection, so that we can just experience the silence and be with ourselves in every moment, right? So let's try to practice this inner silence and silence daily from today. Okay, including me, we all will practice. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all your time. So it's so nice of you all. Have a great day. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye. Thank you, Hemraj.